Yo, what is up? Welcome into the show. You already know what it is. Sentell's Intel. We're live on Facebook. This is Q&A Mondays on the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. I am your host, the sensational Sentell Whiteman, aka Mr. No Days Off, aka the One Man Dynasty. Welcome into the program. Like I said, got a lot to get into. The NFL playoffs are now set. We have the college football semifinal is now set. So we have a lot to discuss, lots to get into in the world of sports. This is Q&A Monday, so this is more so your show today. I'm just gonna be sitting here waiting on these comments and these questions, and while I wait and for you guys to start popping up and filling up this comment section and question section, I'll just kind of talk a little bit. Like I said, the NFL playoffs are not set. Had a big game last night in the NFC. Detroit and Lions against the Minnesota Vikings. Both teams were 14-2 heading to the game. They were vying for the number one seed, also the division title, home field advantage. All of those things were at stake last night. Going into the game, Detroit defensively had been horrible over the past month and a half or so, and hadn't looked good defensively in a quite some time. And they come up with a hell of an effort last night. Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, they did get back Alex Anzalone, Florida Gator, by the way, and they did a number on the Minnesota Vikings. They held them to 9 points. They held Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones and Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson. They had those guys to 9 points, shut them out of the end zone. Great performance by them. They really needed that home field advantage and that bye because they haven't had a bye since week 5. So that team was kind of leaking oil or running out of gas. So I thought that they desperately needed that home field advantage going to the playoffs because that bye week is going to be big for them. Hopefully they get some more guys back from the defense. But Alex gave them a big lift defensively, and they just came up with a great game plan. And Sam Darnold was horrible last night. A lot of pressure on him, but they didn't get it done last night in those crucial moments. So Detroit is now your home number one seed. If you go to the Super Bowl, you got to get through Detroit as long as they keep winning. Detroit is the home team in the NFC, number one seed. The Philadelphia Eagles is the number 2 seed. They started yesterday, so we got robbed of a chance to see Saquon Barkley break their all-time single season rushing record yesterday. So we got robbed of that by Nick Sirianni. But so now they got to go win it, right? Because you could have did both. You didn't have to, you could break the record and still win the Super Bowl. You don't have to. They're not mutually exclusive. You don't have to not deny this mad chance at history because we said we're going for a bigger goal. You could do both. So they're the 2 seed. They're going to take on Green Bay and Jordan Love, who lost yesterday to the Bears, I believe, on a game-winning field goal kick from the Bears. So they're kind of coming in struggling. Jordan Love actually left the game yesterday. Malik Willis came in. He got banged up a little bit. So that's your 2-7 matchup. The Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were down early against the Saints, will be your 3 seed all of a sudden. And they will host. They will host Washington. I won't say they won't host the Commanders. Yeah, is that right? Is that right? The Rams and Commanders? Is it Rams and Commanders? I mean, the Bucks and the Commanders, right? 83 seed. Yeah, because the Rams are the 4th seed, and the Rams are playing on the Vikings. So yes, it would be the Bucks and the Commanders. So Baker had a hell of a season. What a game yesterday. Mike Evans goes over 1,000-yard receiving for the 11th straight season. The only man to have more, the incomparable, the GOAT, the legend, Jerry Rice with 14 straight 1,000 yards season. That is just incredible. That's unbelievable. So you have the Bucks and the Commanders with a rookie quarterback. Jane Daniels will be the rookie of the year. Turned that team around. It was a 4-win team last year. I think they win 11 games this year. So kudos to him. I think no 12 games. They win yesterday? They won 12 games. Whoa, that's a big turnaround. So they're in the playoffs with a rookie quarterback, Dan Quinn, our first year head coach with them. Got these boys playing, and then the Rams won the NFC West. They will take on the aforementioned Minnesota Vikings. I don't know. I'm leaning toward the Rams in that game. I think the Rams at home. Matt Stafford. They rested most of their starters yesterday. I think that they're healthy. Can knock Minnesota off. I got to see Sam Darnold shake that one off. I know a lot of discussion about giving Sam Darnold a big contract extension. Buyer beware. Buyer beware. We shall see how they go. In the AFC, obviously the Chiefs are the number one seed. They set their starters yesterday. The Broncos get into the playoffs at the 7th seed. They are the last team in the AFC to make it to the playoffs. The Bengals on the outside looking in. The 2 seed are the Buffalo Bills. They'll take on those Broncos that I just mentioned at home. Josh Allen didn't play yesterday. 3 seeds, the Baltimore Ravens. They'll take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that'll be the third time they take on each other. Obviously, Steelers have just fell off a cliff. 5 straight losses. The offense looks anemic. George Pickens is a head case. It got to be something in the water in Pittsburgh to where the receivers just are head cases. That's as simple as put. And since Hines Ward, San Antonio home seemed like a model citizen. But since then, though, if you put that black and yellow on, and you're a receiver, it's just in your nature to act the fool. And I don't know what's in the water in that Allegheny River, but something's bad in that water. But and David Bryant, Pittsburgh fan, because I don't want him to. I want to put him in this because I've said this and I got a lot of slack for it that they should move on from Mike Tomlin. And I didn't say it like I said. I think it's a mutually part ways. I think they've ran their course. You okay with winning, having a winning season every year? I get it. But is that the standard? Is that the Pittsburgh Steelers standard? Just getting to the playoffs. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016. I want to say that's a long time for a franchise like the Steelers to not have won a playoff game. Yeah, they haven't won seasons, but are you looking at them as a Super Bowl contender? Yeah, nah, because Mike Tomlin kind of squeezes everything he can out of the team that he has. And that's what he does. He squeezes what he can out of the team. I just think they both can use a fresh start. That's just me. I know I'm going to get killed in the chat, in the comment section about, what are you talking about? Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches ever. He is. But sometimes things run their course. And I said this a few years ago. And I think David Bryant, noted Steelers fan, I don't know if he out there watching, he said something similar to that. He said something similar to that too. He said that people are happy and satisfied to just go to the playoff, and that shouldn't be the standard. And he's right. And he's absolutely right. Buck Thomas, they need an OC that changes the offensive philosophy. Well, or is Mike Tomlin allowing the OC to do what he wants to do? I didn't like the Arthur Smith hire at all because he does a lot of 2 tight end type personnel. That would be the 22 type personnel, 21 type personnel with 2 tight ends. It's an old school offense that's built on we want to run the football, but that unless you have a dynamic runner, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry's, CMC. That style of play just doesn't work anymore. Like it's hard pressed to win big games now. You're not gonna run your way to a Super Bowl win. More than likely, you're not gonna run your way into a Super Bowl win. You have to throw your way into a Super Bowl win. They force your quarterback to make plays. Right now, they don't have a quarterback. They don't really have a quarterback either. A lot of, like I said, the Arthur Smith hire. Not really a big fan of Arthur Smith. I'm not gonna totally blame him. I just think they're void of talent. George Pickens is their best receiver, but he's not truly a number one receiver, or at least he doesn't act like a number one receiver. Definitely doesn't act the part. He has big time talent, but he doesn't act the part. Um, so they need some more. They need some more skibbish people on the outside to open the offense up, but they don't have a quarterback. Russ is on the backside of his career, obviously, and some of the mistakes he made the other night was just mind blowing. Some of the decisions he made the other night, critical moments in the game, late, he made some just bonehead decisions, and I'm like, he's done. Um, I thought they was gonna turn to Justin Fields at some point during that game uh, Saturday, but they never did. But the Steelers are in trouble. I think they're one and done. They not obviously they're not beating Baltimore. They do a good job defensively against Lamar, but I think Lamar has kind of figured them out a little bit. The last meeting kind of started to tip the scale a little bit. Before then, the Steelers had really had his number, but I think he's figured it out. And with that monster in the backfield, Derrick Henry, who could get going at any time, he had like 6 yard rushing in the first half the other day, and he finished like 138. So you go ahead. He would have had 130 in the second half with 2 touchdowns, so he can get loose at any moment in the game. So they definitely not beating the Ravens in Baltimore. Yeah, I mean we talked about George Pickens, the huge drops. I mean those drops. So some of those drops were all big, and each one of them was bigger than the last, and he just kept dropping. And then he wanted to talk to the fans, and he's a head case. I tell you, something about that Pittsburgh water that makes these receivers act the damn fool. They all act the damn fool when they get up there in Pittsburgh. I have no idea what's going on up there in the by the Allegheny River. I have no idea. But they don't have any weapons on the outside. They want to be an old school running team, which just doesn't work in today's NFL. And you don't have a quarterback. So, they're just in trouble. So I mentioned the 3-6 matchup, 4-5, the Chargers and the Texans. Chargers and Texans. That's not 4-5. Yeah, 4-5. Texans and Chargers. Texans are banged up. CJ Stroud has not looked like himself all season. They're down Stephon Diggs. Nico Collins has come back. Tank Dell is out, but they have not looked good offensively all year. Joe Mixon has been really, really good, but Stroud has not looked good at all. The line hasn't protected him. Their defense play well. I think they led the league in sacks. They got their quarterback pretty good. The Chargers, hey man, Jim Harbaugh. What else can we say about Jim Harbaugh? Wherever he goes, the guy just instantly turns your team around as soon as he gets there. He's done it everywhere he's been at. San Diego State, Stanford, San Francisco, Michigan, and now the Chargers. It's amazing how he does it. Another one of those teams that look, Jim Harbaugh wants to run the football, play great defense. That's what he's known to do. So they're not as explosive as an offense that I think can cause some problems for those upper echelon teams. But kudos to them for making the playoffs. So that is your playoffs. Chiefs are the 1 seed. Buffalo versus Denver, the 2-7 seed. Baltimore and Pittsburgh 3-6, and Chargers at the Texans 4-5. I think they are the first matchup on Saturday. Texans and Chargers. So those are your NFL playoffs. They are set, and then we'll turn our attention to the college football semifinals, which kick back off on Thursday night. We'll have Penn State versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame off of an impressive win over Georgia in the quarterfinals. Penn State also is equally as impressive over Boise State in their quarterfinal matchup. Two styles of this is kind of old school stuff right here. They both want to run the football, play action pass, and play great defense. They both have really stout defenses. I can't give an edge either way right now. I wish I really like both coaches. I love Marcus Freeman. I remember the hire of Marcus Freeman, like that's a rock star, a superstar hire, rock star hire. Love me some Marcus Freeman. I like James Franklin. I don't love. I like James Franklin. Um, and I know he's won 2 games in these playoffs, and we consider those a big games, but they were favored. They played SMU and Boise State. So now he steps up in the weight class. Expectation heightens, and we have seen in these cases him not be his best version of himself. So, can he get his guys ready to play? Can he win a big game against a big time program on a big stage? I have no doubt that Marcus Freeman will have his guys ready to go. So that's your Thursday matchup. Friday is a heavyweight matchup. The Texas Longhorns and the Ohio State Buckeyes, 2 teams steeped in rich in history and talent. Ohio State is the most talented team by far left in the playoffs. I mean, I picked against them at my own risk. I just thought Oregon was the better team, playing better. I thought that Ohio State um, wasn't capable of putting together a few games back to back of this caliber, and they did it 2 straight games. They looked dominant. Can they keep it going? Should be very interesting to see 2 really good football teams. I know one thing. Texas has been having these games where they go stretches without scoring, without doing anything of significance offensively. If they do that against this Ohio State team right here, it's gonna look like Oregon versus Ohio State. So I'm telling you, Texas, they always come out the gate strong. They do. They come out the gate strong, but you gotta hold up and you gotta continue to be efficient offensively for 4 quarters. You can't have those lulls. You can't have those quarter and a half where you do nothing. You just can't do it. All right, let me get to these questions and comments, man. This is your show. This is your show right here. Let's get to it. It's Q&A Monday. Let's do it. Buck Thomas, Denver, I think, will give Bill some issues. Peyton is doing an excellent job. Absolutely. Sean Payton, Super Bowl winning head football coach. And he's got Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback who's he's probably about 36 years old. That's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is he got Bo Nix playing really good football. He probably finished second in the Rookie of the Year voting behind Jaden Daniels, obviously. Defense is really good. I mean, defense travels. They got some dogs back there. I look, number 2, one of my favorite players in the league. That number 2, that's a dog. I love that guy. And when you can do him, when you got him out there on the field with the good solid pass that they have, they can cause some problems. They can give Bill some problems. I just think that Josh Allen at home, knowing the magnitude of the situation, it's a step up in class, and it's levels to this. So we're gonna see the Buffalo Bills take care of business at home as a 2 seed against an upstart Denver. Shakir Rowe, I can't trust Penn State quarterback. Me either. Drew Allar, his name, high recruited guy. I won't say he was a 5-star 3 years ago out of high school. He has the physical tools. It's just, boy, you just don't know what you're gonna get out of him. And their best skill position player is a tight end. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. And he's going to be the most talented skill player on the field in that game against Notre Dame because they also don't really have a lot of talented skill players. I like Jeremiah Love, he's the running back, but he's kind of banged up. But Tyler Warren is that next great tight end that's going to be in the league in the next couple of years. You're like, oh, there you go. You know, to go with the Trey McBrides and the Laportas and the Kittles. I know I'm missing some guys, but man, the tight end position in the NFL, it's loaded with some talented dudes, man. They just get it done week in and week out. Yeah, it's hard to trust Drew Allar too. So I like I said, I'm straddling the fence. I don't know who's taking this game. I did have Notre Dame going to the finals. So with that, I probably stick with my pick. But Penn State, it's playing with some momentum. But man, I like Riley Leonard just a little bit more than I like Drew Allar. I will admit that, especially with the running ability of Riley Leonard. So I'll give him a slight edge, but yeah, you're right. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Drew Allar. You have no idea. You never do. Notre Dame coming off of a short week, I think will have an effect on them. They played Thursday, and they're playing third. I might guess with the travel, you could call it a short week. Um, uh, yeah, I won't necessarily call it a short week. You know, they would have been playing Wednesday instead. You get the extra day, I guess. Um, I don't think one day of Penn State played the night before that they played they played Tuesday night, so they do get an extra day there. So maybe that's some strategical advantage of having another day's rest. I don't look at rest as a point because they've been spaced out so far. I don't look at the rest, but maybe from a strategic standpoint, yes, having that extra day to study and prepare for your opponent probably is a beneficiary to Penn State. Defense is excellent with a great cover corner. I guess he's talking about the Broncos. We're talking about that guy. I told you about that guy. That guy number two, Patrick Sertain. Yeah, that guy. I'm a big fan of that guy. That guy is excellent. Does a tremendous job. He's probably the best cover corner in the league right now. I mean, he's a dog. I like him a lot. So yeah, we're sitting here just doing a Q&A right here on Mondays. If you're just getting in, it's Sentell's Intel. We're live on Facebook. It's an overreaction Monday. It's Q&A Monday. So we just um, talking about the NFL playoffs that are set. College football semifinals are set. We had some big college basketball over this past weekend. It kind of took center stage. The NBA is obviously in full swing, and we had some off the court field type thing happened yesterday that kind of broke the internet. We might get into something. We may get into that. I have to fill some time in here. We may get into that whole ordeal. But right now we'll stick to it. Shakira wrote that Washington Tampa game is going to be really good. What team do you think upsets? I say Rams or Bucks. The Rams are host or the home team. They're playing, so I don't. I guess Minnesota probably will be favorite. So in that sense, yes. Uh, the Bucks are favored, so they would be they definitely be favored at home. They should be definitely favored at home. They play really well at home, so uh, upset. Both teams are at home. Um, but who would be favored? I haven't seen the line on the game yet. Could the Vikings be favored over the Rams? Possibly, but I know the Bucks should be favored over the Commanders. Gotta be. So I guess I'll lean more to the Rams as an up, if you want to call it an upset. I just think that Minnesota coming off that performance, now teams have a blueprint, maybe potentially have a blueprint on slowing down Minnesota's offense. Rams are at home, rested, waiting. They got a good running game. They can throw it with Matt Stafford. You already know that. They got great receivers in Puka and Cooper. They can run it with Kyron Williams. All that guy does is score a touchdown. That's all he does is score touchdowns. That's all he does is score touchdowns. Do I see any potential upsets? Okay. If I look at the bracket, Chargers over Texans. I mean, that's an easy one to me. Chargers over Texas. Texas are not playing well at all. The Chargers really get after your quarterback, and the Texans can't protect their quarterback. Chargers had one of the top scoring defenses in the NFL. The Texans are having trouble scoring the football. The Chargers over the Texans. Texans benefited from playing in one of the worst divisions. I'm sorry, in football. The AFC South is atrocious. The Colts are bad. The Jags are god awful. And the Titans are bad. Titans have the number. The Titans. I failed to mention the Tennessee Titans have the number one overall pick. And the Patriots had the number one overall pick going to the game, but they decided to win the game. And we'll get more into that Do I want to talk about that right now because what happened to Gerard Mayo uh, is an absolute travesty, a sham mockery, should you say? Um, to fire a coach after one season with a roster like that with a rookie quarterback, it's just an embarrassment. It's just embarrassing. Um, that should be some kind of punishment for that. Like, I mean, you just I don't even know the words to use it because I'm so upset about that. Like, what was that guy expected to do with a team with a roster that bad? And if you knew you were gonna fire him, and you know you was gonna give him this shorter leash, why even hire the guy? Why are you wasting time? Let's stop checking boxes, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? We just checking boxes. Is that what we're doing? We just checking boxes. But the Patriots had number one pick going to the game yesterday. They did win. Joe Milton. If you're familiar with Joe Milton, he played in college football forever. He started. Well, he came in the game. They actually started Drake May. He came in the game. He played really well for them, and they got a win yesterday. They knocked them out of the first draft pick. So now the Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. So Darrell Dennis and Allen Anderson, uh, Omar Thompson, y'all could pop some bottles, having no more overall pick because I'm sure y'all gonna take a quarterback. The Vikings are favored over the Rams, says Buck Thomas. So that would be an upset in theory. So yeah, let me have the Rams and let me have the Chargers over the Texans. Yeah, I think the Rams could definitely beat the Vikings. They showed some vulnerability last night that I hadn't saw, and maybe the blueprint is out, so we shall see about that. But Thomas, if he was a different color, I think he'd get another year or two. Yeah, I mean the alpha is the elephant in the room. I mean clearly, black coaches don't get the same what's the word I'm looking for? They expected to come in and turn things around a lot quicker than their counterparts. Um, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. If you want to hire Mike Vrabel last year, why didn't you just hire Mike Vrabel last year? Why are you bringing this guy in? And guess what? This guy would probably never get another head coach job in the NFL. And if it does, it'll be a decade before we hear back from him again. He won't get another head coaching job. 75% chance he'll never be another head coach in the NFL again. Again, never. Because when you do this, it's having Steve Wilkes at the Cardinals. He had the one season. Now where's Steve Wilkes? They don't get fired. See, that's the difference. When it comes to the white and the black thing, the head coaches. That's the difference. Remember Raheem Morris had that job in Tampa way back when. He got fired. It took him like decades to get another job. That's the difference. These white coaches get fired and they get rehired so much quicker. They continue to get these chances. Black coaches usually get fired, gotta go back to the coordinator route, even position coach route, to work their way back up to getting the head coach once they get fired. That's the difference. If we're being honest, if we're being totally 100 with it, that's the difference. That's what bugs me. You got Cliff Kingsbury a few years back, was at Texas Tech. He had a losing record at Texas Tech. At college. He got fired at college and got an NFL job the next. How the hell do you fail up? How the hell do you fail up? How? Make that make sense to me. How do you fail up? That's the difference. Jim Caldwell got fired from the coach. You ain't hear from Jim Caldwell. Leonard Smith with Tennessee got fired. He had to go to college to get a head coaching job. He had to go to college to get a head coaching job. We're not going to even mention Eric Bieniemy. I'm not going to even mention him. Because most top flight offensive coordinators get a head coaching job. That's usually how that works. You look at Ben Johnson, the head the OC of Detroit Lions would be one of the hottest sought after coaches in the NFL. Brian Daboll was at Buffalo with Josh Allen. Job the New York Giants. Hell, Joe Brady would be sought after. So that's the difference. Like, yeah, we still doing the Rooney Rule thing. I hate it. It's tacky. I hate it. It's outdated. It's like it's a clown show. It's supposed to help some up and coming black coaches get seen and get heard, but a lot of time I think it just falls on deaf ears. I think it falls on deaf ears. But the big difference is when they get fired, you go watch the black coaches that have head coaching jobs that get fired, whether they go after they get fired. That's the difference. They go back to position coaches. They don't allow to have the opportunity, except for I remember Herm Edwards, to get fired and get hired immediately after being fired. Immediately after being fired, get another head coaching job. That just ain't how that works. It never happens like that for us. Never. And that's why our biggest gripe comes in. I'm not going to stay in the soapbox for long. I could, but I'm not going to stay on it forever. I'm going to get off of it. But yeah, that's the difference. If you're being honest with each other, that's the difference. That's it. Chargers a favorite, right? Like, so even Vegas know, right? Vegas knows. So look, they are the lowest seed, so that's an upset. They are the lowest seed, so that's an upset to me. So I'm gonna count that, but Kayla Weidman, those Brooklyn colors looking good on you. Oh, I appreciate the love. I appreciate that. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like that comment. Like it. I love this color. Love these colors. Steve Wilkes turned around, Carolina's interim head coach, and led 49ers to DC to Super Bowl and fired. Now he's at HBCU. Right. I didn't know where he went to, but look at that resume. That usually leads to another head coaching job, right? And he's in the HBCU. He can't even get a DC coordinator job in the league after leading the team. You on a Super Bowl team as a coordinator. That usually is an automatic. At least getting interviewed for a job. Automatic gets you interviewed for a job. Off the top. That's just how it goes. And if we're being honest, just be honest about it. That's what I don't think that frustrates me. People don't be honest about things like that. We can be honest with each other right here on Sentell. We can be deadly honest with each other. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm always gonna be honest with you. Because I feel like some shit need to be said. And need to be said very loudly and clearly without any misrepresentation of what I'm saying. You know what I know. The masses know that we don't get out of fast shape. And while we're on the subject of that, I brought up James Franklin earlier. I brought up Marcus Freeman earlier. Did you know that one of those guys will be the first is 2025, will be the first black head coach to coach in a national championship football game. Can you believe that? It's 2025. And they'll be the first black head coach to coach in a national championship game. There are 130 Division I programs. I think it's like 8 black coaches. And you're telling me there's not we don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. You telling me we don't have a problem when there's 130 Division One program, 32, 131, 132 Division One program. We have eight, eight, eight black head coaches, but we don't have a problem. That seems normal. No, we know that's something at play that's bigger. It's a larger issue that we have to discuss on a later date and time. But getting back into the sports thing, talk about the NFL playoff, talk about the college football playoff semifinals. College basketball took center stage on Saturday. I watched a couple nice games Saturday. Florida and Kentucky, high level college basketball game. That's the kind of college basketball I want to watch. I don't want to see no 57, 52 game, 65, 60 basketball game. I don't want to see that. High 70s, high mid 80s, high 90s. That game got to the 100. The final score was in the 100, but I love the tempo. I love the execution. I love the level of basketball that was being played by two top 10 basketball team. That is the basketball that I want to see when I tune in. So I want to thank Florida and Kentucky at 11 o'clock a.m. start time, by the way, and 10 o'clock local time in Lexington. And they play a game like that. Maybe we should play them all in the morning. Yeah, maybe we should play them all in the morning. Maybe we should play them all in the morning. Great basketball game. I enjoyed that. And then I watched Tennessee and Arkansas. Tennessee, number one team in the country. They just took Arkansas apart. Rick Barnes. But Rick Barnes does this. You know, this is what he's known for. He's had great regular season teams for a long time. But he's been abysmal in the tournament. But they look great. I watched Duke play Saturday. They're starting to hit their stride. They went down to FCMU and got a win. Cooper Flagg is starting to really find his way. Oh, man, uber talented kid. Just turned 18. But college basketball was good. Let's see what we got here. But talking about James Franklin have really done a great job since the paternal issues. Yeah, right. You know, Bill O'Brien. I want to give Bill O'Brien credit because he was right after that, and they've done a great job. He and then James Franklin. We ain't forgot. Let's not say we forgot, but those things that happened at Penn State are not the first thing that you think of now when you think of Penn State. You know, for a long time, you thought Penn State, Joe Paterno and Jerry Sandusky and what happened at Penn State for all those years. But now, you know, Bill O'Brien and James Franklin, they have done a great job of turning the image of Penn State around. So you got to give kudos to that. So that's a big deal. James Franklin seems like a really nice guy. Like he's like a good dude. The older knock, he doesn't win a lot of big games. He done won 2 playoff games this year. So, that's 2 more than a lot of people done won. So we'll see what he does going forward. But big ups to him for getting that thing turned around after the disaster at Penn State with the Jerry Sandusky situation that just loomed over not so happy valley for a long time. That stench that came from that area, similar to what happened at Waco in the Baylor program. They've got their program. They since won national championship, and they got that thing. Bliss has that thing kind of going the right way. You don't just automatically think about that situation at Baylor, even with the football program and the basketball program. If you look up the history of Baylor basketball and the football program, there's some terrible, horrible things that have happened off the court and off the field to those programs. If you just getting in, this is Sentell. We're on an Overreaction Monday. Also Q&A Monday. This is your show. Come on here on Monday. I let you guys ask me a whole bunch of things and post a bunch of comments about what you saw over the weekend and all sports. And sometimes we get away from sports. Sometimes we go way out there to the other thing of sports and all, and we get out there. You think Belichick? Oh, Kevin Hartness. You think Belichick go eat his? What was that? Do I? Kevin, I don't. Am I reading that right? Do you want me to read that? Is that what you asked? Do you want me to read that? What did that even mean? All I know, look, first of all, I'm a Bill Belichick fan. Because Bill Belichick got a 24-year-old girlfriend. I respect that shit. Bill like 80. Bill got a 24-year-old. Bill got one of them young girls. So I respect Bill. Bill gonna be a recruit because Bill can relate to them youngsters. Bill gonna do good with that Jordan brand. So for some people who like the Tar Heel colors, that Jordan brand with them young guys, Bill gonna do good. Bill's gonna have the Tar Heels. The Tar Heels gonna be fighting for the ACC next year. Why what Bill do with them boys next year? You know, I don't know what you mean. What you mean? You gonna mean it? I don't know what that means. Kevin Hartnett, I have no idea what that means, sir. Message me and let me know on my phone. I don't know what that means. But I do like Bill Belichick in North Carolina because it ain't about relationships as much as it used to be in college football. Because you don't recruit based on relationship. It's about money. For the most part, I think relationships are important. I know I still hear some recruits that talk about my program I root for about relationships because that's still big, but I don't think it's the main thing. With the resources that they have at UNC, Bill Belichick's name, that Jordan brand, I think they can be. I think they can do some things because I can get you to the league. Bill, like, I can get you to the league. I got a history. I coached one of the greatest players to ever come out of UNC. I coached that guy. I coached him. So Bill has a selling point already. Skip Row Bill throwing that money like Skip. I wasn't gonna talk about that. I said I wasn't gonna talk about that. Skip Row. I said I wasn't gonna talk about that. Shakira Rowe, I said I wasn't gonna talk about that. I said I wasn't gonna talk about this. So yesterday, there was a report put out in a lawsuit filed against Skip Bayless. One Skip Bayless, you know Skip Bayless, undisputed first take cold pizza, legendary debater, big in this realm. I mean, he's Godfather debate. And he's done a lot of great things in this profession. So apparently in this lawsuit, he's alleged to have sexually harassed this female hairstylist. Offered her money. She turned down his advances. She spurned his attempts. It is reported that Skip offered the lady in question $1.5 million. You heard me right. $1.5 million. And he still didn't smash. Skip, player to player, you could have took $3,000 and got you one of them OnlyFans girls for the whole night. For the whole week. You could have got it for the whole week for $3,000. Man, I don't know, Skip. I don't know, man. You out the game, you out of the game, man. You been out the game for a long time. Inflation ain't that high. I get it. I know inflation is kicking our ass right now. I get it. But you ain't got to pay $1.5 million for for this thing. You ain't got to pay $1.5 million for that thing, man. You could have got Sarah J for $1,000. She did it for 1,000. Alexis Texas, Sarah J. They did it for $1,000. You didn't need to spend $1.5 million. You didn't need to spend 1.5 million. Man, anyway, that's out there. He's been accused of that. We'll see how far that goes. Joy Taylor, a prominent female voice in this field, also who has said for years that she's worked her way all the way to the top. Alleged that she's an adulterer. She slept around her husband. She slept with his ex at Fox to get to her position. This is TMZ shit right now. I'm in the TMZ portion of my program right now. If you came here to listen to sports tape, I apologize because Shaquille Rowe had to go into the gutter. He wanted to go into the gutter. Kevin Hart is right there beside him. They want to go in the gutter. This is what they want to do with their lives. They want to go in the gutter. But anyway, she's listed as a reporter, sleeping around and having an affair. Also having a romantic relationship with Emmanuel Acho, who's also a big Fox Sports contributor. So if you want more of that, go to TMZ. I'm sure they got a big story on it today. Go to X. You can get all that juicy details of the Jerry Springer show. You can get all that. Let me get back to the show. Y'all get out the gutter. Get out of there. Antonio Belcher, do you see any 7 seeds pulling off an upset in the playoffs? Can you see Denver? I can't see them winning the game. Would I be shocked that they won? No, surprised, very surprised they won the game. I just think Buffalo's in this mindset. They have an elite quarterback, and it's just we expect these guys to win these games. We do. Now there's some pressure on the Buffalo. There's some pressure on Buffalo, but I just think they're playing so well as a team. They're running the football. They hit a plethora of receivers. The defense is not elite. It's good enough. Von Miller still can get after your quarterback. At home, I know Denver won't be affected by the cold at all. But yeah, I just tough to see a rookie quarterback. The regular season environment compared to the playoffs is about to turn up even another level. And I just think the Bills have been battle tested in these things. And it's just hard for me to see Bo Nix beating Josh Allen. If it ain't Lamar or Pat Mahomes, it's tough for me to see that. Green Bay, they just Jordan Love got banged up yesterday. They can run the football, but the Eagles stopped the run. They got some decent receivers. I just think the Eagles are primed and ready to make a run. Saquon gonna be back, ready to go. It depends on Jalen Hurts. Also, Jalen Hurts. I have questions. He scares me sometimes. Sometimes he can become erratic and get inaccurate in doing games. Pressure will be on the Eagles, but I don't see either one of the 7 seeds beating those two seeds at all. But like Bo Nix, like what they've done. I like Green Bay. I just don't think they're playing that well right now. They just ain't not playing well. If they were playing better, I would agree. They're not playing well right now. Buck Thomas, they now have a coach and GM at UNC. This is where college football is going to. Andrew Luck is the GM at Stanford, and other teams are following suit. Absolutely, the GM model isn't in play. My Florida Gators have just conducted interviews for a GM position. So yes, because the TV revenue deal is about to kick in, and you got to do revenue sharing with the players. So you better have a NFL type structure to handle the financial part of this. So yes, it's very smart for teams to do this model GM type deal. I don't think it's gonna be more of a player personnel type situation with the GM. Just I think this is more of a financial thing. They're overseeing this part of it. I don't think they'll be in part of player retention, player uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm lost right now. But bringing in players, I don't think they'll be part of that situation. I don't think. I think this is more of the structural thing with the revenue sharing, just having somebody because you don't want the coach. The coach already got a million things to deal with. You don't want to deal with the contracts and because what's about to go down now with the contracts and all this other nonsense with not nonsense, but just NIL. I'm sick of hearing the word NIL, but this is where we are. So you got to adjust to it. You either adjust or you die. You adjust or die. And that's in everything in life. You either adjust or you die. Adapt or you die. It's just that simple. Shakira, inflation. Yes, yes. Skip was he thought inflation account. He thought that was part of it. Hey, back when he was a young man paying for it, it probably cost him a cigarette, a dollar, maybe $1.50. So yeah, hey, inflation, dog. Kevin Skip say, hit for free, dry snitching. They said they were passing. They said they were passing her around, man. And I believe it. I do. I truly believe that. I really because you look at Joy's ascension to the top. She started off like she'd do a guest spot here for Colin, and then all of a sudden she was hosting Undisputed. Then she had her own TV show. Now she basically the host of the TV show on Fox. Like she's front and center, like really without having that background to warrant said things. So I'm not surprised. Pretty face, little legs though, and flat. And not my type thing, but she's really, really pretty. And so yeah, we leave it at that. But like I told you earlier, she didn't turn down $1 million. I'm to tell you what the report said, brother. The report said she turned down 1.5 million. That's the report. I can't go. What you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and say something false that's been reported, and I'm not gonna say anything against that because I don't want to end up nowhere. I ain't trying to have no courtroom. I ain't got no reason to be in no courtroom. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got no reason to be in that. That ain't got to do with me. I ain't got to do with it. I'm just gonna report it. But the fact of the matter is, Skip Bayless should be offering no $1.5 million. When you could just go out to these OnlyFans, OnlyFans girls on there showing everything for $35 a month. So I'm sure you could bump another 1,000 up there with that. You can get it. You can get it. 1.5 million. 1.5. Who he think he's Chelsea Glenn? Who he think? $1.5 million. Who he think is? Ooh, sound like Skip didn't pay up. And that's possible. Maybe if you offer it, you might have to go get it promissory. You got to get a promissory. You got to, you take these steps and get these things done before you sign some paperwork. So if I run me my money, you run me my money, and then he see what happened was he probably offered the money. Then he probably got with his fellas like us and be like, "You gonna give her what, bro? You didn't have to pay her no $1.5 million. You could have, you know what I mean? You could have got an OnlyFans, Sarah J, and all this. You didn't have to pay $1.5." And then he came back. He's like, "Man, so I may have just threw that number out there crazy. That might have been a crazy number. So yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that." So yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. So he reneged on his $1.5 million offer. Probably. I don't know it to be true. Probably. Bro, come on, she's a house dog. She probably wanted 1.5 and Skip said 40. Yeah, again, I don't know what's true, brother. I'm going by what the report say. What you want me to argue? Why? What you want me to do? Argue with the report? Well, I can't argue with the report. I gotta go by what the report say. And she clearly saying in the thing that she's turned down him so many times. He propositioned the woman, grinding up, dry humping the woman in the hallways. You know what I'm saying? Just nasty work. But man, it's to show you where we at. where we at, man, with dudes, man. Dudes in a bad place right now. It's just a bad place, man. We got basic only fan women, basic, just basic, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just basic. Someone showing their ugly feet and getting $10,000. Man, have you no shame? Have some pride about yourself. Have some pride about yourself. And under no circumstance, should you be willing to pay $1.5 million for some? No, $1.5 million. Jesus, ain't man. I don't care who you want to sleep with, because even those celebrities that y'all lust that we lust, I don't lust after. It's just, I don't get it. Just disgusting, disgusting behavior. But this show is off the rails. So I apologize. You can't if you in here to for Sentell, which is a sports show, the best damn sports show podcast. Period. Yeah, we've gone off the rails. I got some guys in here, but it's just this is what they do. This is what they doing. I'm trying to talk playoff football and analysis. I'm trying to break down games and all these things. I'm trying to break down basketball and give you analysis and my opinions and predictions. And they want to talk about the tabloids. They want to talk about tabloid stuff. But yeah, it was quite the day in the media world. I'm excited tonight. I am excited for tonight. A brand new chapter in the WWE. You know, I am a big time WWE wrestling fan. And tonight marks the debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. It is going to be a movie. If that production is anything like the Christmas Day football game production, I'm in for a treat. I'm looking forward to it. Big time card. All the heavy hitters in town on this Netflix premiere. So I'm eagerly awaiting this with no Monday night game tonight. So just locked in to Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I never thought I'd see the day that Monday Night Raw would be on Netflix and not cable TV, but here we are. 2025, about to be a banger. A banger. Let's see what I got here. A couple more minutes. Buck Thomas, I wonder who's going to eat the cake. I can't with these dudes. I can't with these dudes. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't know. You know what you're talking about? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking about. Oh well. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here. Next Monday should be a huge show. We'll have the playoff results from a wild card weekend, super wild card weekend in the AFC and the NFC, the NFL. We'll have the results for the college football semifinals. The final matchup will be set. We'll talk about that. A whole lot more we always do on Q&A Monday. Right here on the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period, Sentell. I'm your host, the sensational Sentell Wiseman, a.k.a. Mr. No Days Off, a.k.a. the One Man Dynasty. This has been one hell of a show. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in and watching, commenting, and asking questions. Hey, we need more eyeballs. We need more eyeballs. So if you're watching the show, not only like it, share it on your Facebook page as well. Share it on your Facebook page. If you're watching right now, share this on your Facebook wall. We need more eyeballs on the show. I want to get 1,000 views just one time. Get 1,000 views one time, I might retire. I may retire. That's why I came out of retirement, because I never achieved that. I never got 1,000 views. So I want that. So if you're watching the show right now, like and share. Like and share on your wall. Like and share on your Facebook wall. Get the word out about Sentell, the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. and the undisputed champion of sports podcast. So get the word out. Let me remember that they tried to get Lamar to eat cake. Okay, I'm not okay. I got you. They tried to get Lamar and Derrick Henry. Neither one took the cake. They don't eat cake. But if you're watching again, I appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in. Again, I like and share on your Facebook wall. Get the word out. We want 1,000 views in one show. That's what we want to do. One take, one show, 1,000 views. I will see you guys next Monday for Sentell's Intel right here live on Facebook at noon. Enjoy Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I know I will. I will see you next time. I'm out. Peace.